Hi, ladies. Sara and Becky here with Faithful Finish Lines. So today's big question is one that Becky and I both have gotten quite a bit, and that is, what is the best exercise for weight loss? So I have a couple of different thoughts on this. Do you want to start off, Becky, and share a little bit about what you've done, and then I'll share too?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, the answer after all of my years of trying every exercise program out there is basically the best exercise for weight loss is the one you're actually going to do. So, I
That's
think
exactly what I was going to say. That's why I'm laughing. We didn't talk about our answers before this, so that's hysterical.
and so what I have discovered for myself is that yes, we have to make the choice to make these outward actions, but the choice of what exercise we choose is a heart decision too. So it has to be based on how that exercise makes you feel. So that's why some people fall in love with yoga, because it's stress relief and it relaxes their body and they build strength and they love how they feel afterwards. Running is my thing. It's not because I love the feeling of running while I'm running. I really don't like that at all. But after I run, I feel more confident, I feel more energy, I feel more focused. And so there are all of these great side effects from it afterwards. It makes me feel better. And so finding the exercise that makes you feel good afterwards, I'm not saying during the exercise, it's going to be hard and sweaty and you're probably going to feel gross and like you want to give up. But if you can find an exercise that makes you feel good afterwards, that you can actually get yourself to do on a regular basis, that is your exercise for weight loss.
I completely agree. And, this is something I've written about before. I used to hate exercise with a passion, hated it. I wanted to sit inside and read a book. And I would see people who are out jogging. I thought that is so, that's bizarre that you would do that on purpose. That's what I used to always avoid in gym class. Like, how can I get out of running laps? And then, years later, as I gradually moved through my weight loss process, found that I was that crazy one who was out there doing it. And I couldn't believe it. But I really liked what you said, because before I did some of these things, I thought that people who, first of all, I thought people were naturally born loving
Oh, yeah,
exercise.
me too.
And I thought, like you said, that they love it. They love running. They love every moment of it. And it wasn't until I got into it that I am, starting to rub shoulders with people who do exercise on a regular basis. They hate it too. Sometimes when they're in the middle of it, like their feet hurt. You ask any runner, they'll tell you, oh my gosh, I've got this problem with my feet, or this, or, this run was really tough, but they love how it makes them feel.
Yeah.
And so there are all kinds of different exercises that I've tried. Some I really enjoyed, some I didn't enjoy at all. And those of you who know my story know I did triathlons for a really long time. So I did swimming, biking, running. I've done distance cycling. Now I do taekwondo. So I've done a lot of different things, but it really does take trying some different things, and then it's what you will stick to. I'm a big fan of walking. I think that's a great exercise, especially when you're starting out. If you're heavy, that is going to be more pressure on your joints, harder on your body. So finding something that's realistic and comfortable for you. If it's not walking, if that's too uncomfortable on your feet or your knees, something in the water can be, a good possibility. Whatever that is, finding what works for you and just being willing to try different things. And I know that can be tough to step out of your comfort zone and thinking I'm going to look stupid, or, I'm going to be the heaviest one there. And so it definitely took some stepping out of my comfort zone for me to try some of these things. When I started martial arts, I was completely terrified. I mean, the only person I knew was my skinny little kids who did it. The thought of me as a middle-aged woman doing this. But now I really love it, and I've gotten so much benefit from it. And I still feel that way sometimes, honestly, but I do it anyway. I don't,
Well,
just,
I think
yeah.
one of the biggest things for me has been finding my motivators too, because if it's just, if it's just me and myself, I'm going to talk myself out of it every time. I'm really good at justifying everything. So yeah, I really don't have time today. I should be spending more time on this. My husband is more of a priority, that I can talk myself out of it. But finding my motivator, for me, that has been people. So I don't currently, but for a long time I ran with my mom. and I go on walks, and I have a phone date with my best friend who lives in Seattle, and I walk for my crazy border collie who needs his energy out, and I know he will drive me bonkers if I don't get his energy out somehow. So there are all of these external motivators that all go into it. So looking around and finding those, right now you might not even know what they are. If you're not exercising regularly, you probably haven't been looking for those things that might improve your life in such a way that it'll make you actually want to make the choice to exercise. It's not just about weight loss, even though that's an awesome side effect of it. But like I mentioned earlier, building my confidence, that's been huge in my life. With running, I should write a blog post on that or something, because it was life-changing for me, way more than just the weight loss. And strength training, just proving to yourself that you can do things that you always thought were impossible. Or like you and I both talk about how we hated running. Running used to be the bane of my existence. I would avoid it at all costs. And so now, like, we are living what we thought was impossible, both of us. And so, and like, you can do the same thing. You just need to find your motivators, your exercise, find that feeling that drives you forward, and roll with it. Just make the decision, be intentional, and go with it.
And recognizing too that this is a process. I'm guessing, like for you, Becky, you didn't just step out and run 3 miles.
Yeah, not so much. It was maybe 5 steps the first time.
Exactly. And that was me too. I started with walking just in my neighborhood, then going to the gym, then doing a little bit of very, very slow jogging. I mean, I could walk faster than I started running. Very, very slow. So this is all a progression. Yeah. And it's been that way for me with every fitness endeavor that I've done, starting very small, very slow, realistic, and building on that.
Yeah, and recognizing what's holding you back right now. Today, why are you not exercising? Is it time? Should you maybe do a 20-minute high-intensity workout versus an hour-long walk? Like there are so many things. Is it insecurities? You don't feel like you want to go to the gym because you don't want somebody else to see you working out. That was me for a long time. There are a million home workouts that you can do. Or maybe you don't have space at home. So, there are just all of these different factors. Figure out what's holding you back, and I bet you there's a solution to that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's great. I would love for some of you to chime in the comments. Tell us, do you exercise? And if so, what do you do? What works for you? If you're not exercising right now, what are some of those barriers that maybe are holding you back? And we can talk through. You can get some advice from other people, maybe ways that they've learned to overcome it. Becky and I will chime in the comments too. And we'll have a great discussion about which exercise can be the best one for you for weight loss.
Yep. And don't forget to leave your questions for us for any of our weeks of Ask Becky and Sara. We love answering what you guys actually want to know, what information is going to help you on your weight loss journey. So let us know those things and we will get back to you.
Yep. I'm Sara and this is Becky with Faithful Finish Lines, and we'll look forward to talking to you again more next week.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.